Will there be a recession this year in 2024? What will happen if you lose your job? Will you and your family be safe? No one really knows if there will actually be a recession this year. I mean, who could have predicted the 2020 recession? But what I can do is teach you how you can recession-proof your finances, so if there is a recession, your finances are bulletproof and you can still protect yourself and your family. Hey, if you're new here, I'm Michael Kim, a personal finance coach, CPA, digital nomad, and TEDx speaker. And my goal is to help young professionals like yourself have control over your money and your life. And today I have 4 tips for you so that you can recession-proof your finances. Let's get into it. The first thing that you need to do is to have an emergency fund. An emergency fund is a sum of cash that you can use in case of an emergency, like a recession. This sum of money should be about 3 to 6 months of expenses. So if you happen to lose your job, you have about 3 to 6 months to find another job. My emergency fund saved me. In 2023, I had to quit my corporate job and pause my business because of my health. And if it wasn't for my emergency fund, I wouldn't be able to do this. And so if you don't have an emergency fund, you need one because things happen when you least expect it. The best place to store your emergency fund is in a high yields or high interest savings account. This is an account that you can open up with your bank, and the money in this account is just in cash. So if you need the money, you can get the money out right away. Also, make sure that your high interest or high yield savings account gives you an interest rate above 2 or 3%. So that your money isn't losing in value due to the effects of inflation, which is the increase of prices. For my emergency fund in Canada, I currently use EQ Banks. And if you want to get my referral bonus, then feel free to use the link right over here or in the description below. The second thing you need to do in order to recession-proof your finances is learn how to network. Recently, I was talking to some of my friends in tech, and some of them got laid off. And they're having a lot of trouble finding a new job because everyone is applying for the same positions. And in this scenario, to the recruiters, you're literally just a number. And that's why you need to learn how to network. When you network, you are creating genuine friendships and relationships with hiring managers and recruiters who are hiring for jobs that you want. And by doing this, you're able to distinguish yourself completely from your competition. Networking is how I got my first job at one of the most prestigious companies, and how I got a $30,000 raise the year after. And if you feel weird and awkward when it comes to investing, I know exactly how you feel. As an introvert, I hated networking and I was really bad at it. But then I realized this one thing. At the end of the day, people just want to work with people that they genuinely like, aka their besties. And so if you go into networking like you're out there to make friends rather than you're out there just to get a job, then you're going to be able to make so many more authentic relationships. If you want to learn exactly how to network, like reach out, what to talk about, and how to land your next job offer, then feel free to watch this video right over here. The third thing that you need to do is to create multiple sources of income. In 2020, while I was working at one of the big 4 accounting firms, I was on a call with some of my colleagues, and then suddenly the call drops. I later realized that the call dropped because one of my colleagues was laid off. And once I realized that, I was like, I'm next. Luckily, I never got laid off, but I realized how fragile my financial situation was. If my employer decided to lay me off, I would have no income and no job. And that's when I decided to create a personal finance coaching business where I started teaching young professionals how to make, save, and invest their money. And once I created a second source of income while I was working a corporate job, I didn't have to worry about being let go because I had another source of income. And so if you only have one source of income, I encourage you to take time to figure out how can you create more income streams. And the last thing that you need to do in order to recession-proof your finances is to invest your money. But you might be thinking, isn't investing super risky during a recession? Aren't you going to lose all of your money? But here's the thing, this is a common misconception, but the truth is, the best time to invest your money is during a market recession. And the reason for this is because everything is at a discount. In 2020, stocks that were normally $100 per share were going at a 20 or even 50% discount. So if you buy a stock at, let's say, $80, when the market recovers in a few years, you will have double the amount of returns. My favorite investing strategy during a market recession is called dollar cost averaging. This is when you buy investments in the stock market on a regular basis, regardless if the market is up or down. And the benefit of this strategy is that sometimes you're going to buy things at a high price, which is not good, but sometimes you're going to buy things at a low price, which is good. But over time, it's going to average out. And this reduces the amount of volatility in your investment portfolio. So this is a really great strategy to invest during a market recession because you don't have to worry about, should I be investing now, or is now a bad time to invest? You know that regardless if the market is doing good or bad, you should be investing your money. If you want to learn my exact strategy on how I invest my money during a market recession, make sure to comment below and I'll make sure to create a video for you guys. And so these are the 4 things that you can do in order to recession-proof your finances. You need to have an emergency fund, learn how to network, create multiple income streams, and be investing your money. And if you do all of these things, whenever the next recession hits, you are going to be prepared and you're going to be able to take care of yourself and your family. But the best time to prepare for a recession is before it actually happens. So be proactive and take action today so that you are prepared for the future. If you want to learn more about your personal finances, then make sure to like and subscribe so you're notified when I release a new video. Also, if you want to get to know me a little bit more, then feel free to follow me on my Instagram at Michael Lee Kim. And lastly, if you want to learn the skills to make, save, and invest your own money so that you can make your financial goals inevitable and design your ideal life, then come join my private coaching program. To learn more, go to michaelleekim.com/coaching. That's it for today, guys, and I'll see you next week.